Hey, Roaddogg here. While I was at Days of the Dead, I had met a gentleman there called Paul Gunn. He is an actor that comes from Thailand. I got him to come to my studio, which this was really cool. I just got my studio done, and he's the first interview I did in it. But we had a lot in common. I mean, we sat and we talked. The interview actually went about 3 hours, man, and I'm gonna have to break it up. You know, nobody wants to sit for 3 hours and watch something, you know. But we talked about our lives. We talked about him coming from Thailand, coming here to the United States, in Texas, and then ending up in California, how he got into acting and everything. So it was a really great interview, and Paul, I really appreciate it once again. But I hope you enjoyed this interview. Peace, love, dog out. That's where I started, you know. And the bike I have now, I have a picture, I'll show you before you leave, of my dad. And he used to tell me, I got rid of that bike because of you, because I was born, you know. But my bike is a replica of right around a 1960 Harley. Got the two headlights and the one in the middle.
Okay.
And before that, I had a Sportster. I had a Sportster before that. Black, had the big 21-inch tire on the front, you know.
How big was the engine?
It was the 1200, not the 880, I think it was. That's like my bike now. It's a 1455. Now, when I got on this bike, it's the biggest bike I've ever been on. I got on it and I go to take off and I was like, damn, man. You know, I had to get used to it, you know. It's just a big bike, you know. But yeah, I've rode on and off. I got mini bikes and go-karts and just everything, you know. I had a dirt bike for a while, an enduro, on-road, off-road.
Yeah.
And I found out real quick if I got in that dirt, I was going to kill myself. You know, so I always thought I was Evel Knievel. I remember one time, it was Thanksgiving. The whole family was over at our house. And if you walk back through our 2 acres, there was a hole in the fence. And it went up through by the garage and the driveway, the people behind us. Then it went on up into school, where I was at school. And I pushed the bike all the way up through there. I put a ramp up against Grandma's car, so I figured I was cool with Grandma, you know, that I ain't gonna hit her, you know. And there were 7 cars. You got to consider room to open doors, you know. So I get all the way up there, and I get all the way up by the school. And Dad said he heard me, man. Started up, and I did, man. My Uncle Jim, he was out there, and I looked for a second and looked back, you know, to hit that ramp, you know. He's like, yeah, you know. And it's Dad's bike, okay? I come down, I crush the back wheel. I'm doing this.
Is it a hardtail?
No, it was just a damn Honda, man.
Oh, okay.
And I went up around the corner, I kept going. I went to Uncle Tom's and Aunt Cora's house. They weren't at her house, it was Mom's family. I called home. I said, Mom's Dad, man, what do you think? Don't come home. And, you know, so I got Tom right here. I said, Tom, man, we got to fix this bike before I take it home, you know. So we got a new wheel on the back and everything. But that's another story for you.
Oh,
so.
man.
But yeah, I love to ride, man.
That's cool.
And like right now, I got a brace on this knee.
Oh, okay.
And they want to do knee replacement. I'm supposed to have shoulder surgery on this one and this one. I got screwed up when I went down to go meet Danny Coper. And I just don't want to operate on. I don't want to go under. You know, I've had so many surgeries in my life. I just don't want to do it, you know.
Sure.
How long have you been riding?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think I got my motorcycle license in 2011, 12. I graduated from UNLV in 2009, so
You got a bike now?
no.
No, need to get one. Let's go riding.
LA is
Yeah.
just.
Oh.
I mean, I drove Uber in Los Angeles in between gigs,
Cutting them lanes, I can't do that, man.
and I mean, after spending that much time on the highways and on the streets and stuff, you see people do like really stupid.
I wouldn't want to ride over there either.
So I got rid of my bike before I moved to LA in 2016. I haven't ridden since then.
Well, like here, they did that splitting lanes here, as long as you can get up to the red light to the end and then go. And people are so stupid. I'm not splitting lanes. I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's safe. I think it's a dumb rule, But I guess when you've had your ass run over before and you're going down and everything else, you get kind of.
I mean, your bike is air cooled.
Yeah.
Then you need to be able to move.
Yep.
In order to keep the engine cool. So, but yeah, I mean, from what I've seen in your area, it looks like it's still sane enough for you to ride. No? Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I was going to meet Danny. I'm in the left lane, and the truck, I don't know where he came from. Don't have a clue. Next thing I knew, he was there, white truck, bright lights, and it was either slam into the back of him, and I've done that before on the side, or lay it down. So I just chose to hit that back brake and lay it down, man. And you're stupid here, man. I mean, it's not the safest thing. I like to ride like now, when there's not much traffic, and I get out there, but then you gotta look out for the burrows, So you gotta trade one for the other, but no, it's not bad.
Okay. Well, what about when it gets really, like during the summertime? What do you wear, like?
Okay. 120 degrees, the easiest thing I can say is Ghost Rider. You feel like you're just on fire. You can't ride when it's that hot. I was talking to Terry the other day, which is Tom's brother, and we're brothers. We were talking about, okay, you can't ride in the winter, but I can. Okay, but you can ride in the summer, but it's select days out here. It hits 115, 120. You don't want to ride, it's just way too hot.
Sure. I mean, well, I usually wear a lot of protective gear when I ride. And during the summers in Las Vegas, I had this net fish riding jacket that I would wear, so it would let air in, and wasn't quite so bad. But I think I would get dressed up more for the ride than the ride actually
That's like
took.
me in the summertime. What you're looking at right now is how I will ride. Okay. But you see these guys out here in shorts. Now I'm gonna have to put it up. The burn. I got a burn right when I first
From the exhaust.
Hang on.
Okay.
When I first got my bike, it initiated me. I have never had a bike that did not initiate me. Okay. What happened? I was pulling down into where I was living. It was the first time I pulled into where I was at. I kicked the kickstand out, went to lean it over, and it started to go. So at that point, I put my leg here, trying to hold it back, and this leg is against the muffler. So I got a scar all the way up the side here. So I'm holding
Your kickstand didn't.
No, the bike was going because it was too much of a lean. So I had my foot or my leg against the muffler in shorts, going down in tennis shoes, not boots like a dummy, going down, and it just come up the side, just burning, man. And I've got pictures of it. It just all welted up, pussy, and it just burnt. 3rd-degree burns. It just burnt the shit out of
Like it was against the muffler.
Yeah, yes. I mean, just scooting down the side of it as I was laying it down. So it was like either put the pressure there to lay it down instead of let it just fall. I'm trying to hit the off button, and it's like, holy shit, you know. But every buck out
That was a
there.
Road King?
Yep, bike right out there. And then I turned around and dumped it after that. Luckily, I have crash bars,
Okay.
so it has saved the bike. All right, we keep getting off.
That's all right. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Bikers versus werewolves. I know that's a new movie. Tell me about it. I want to hear it.
Okay. At the film premiere or film festival that you saw me at in Chandler, and that was just a suburb of Phoenix, my ex-girlfriend Joanna and I went to the Chandler Film Festival, and we were there because we had a movie, Dark Feathers, which premiered there, and so we were making an appearance.
Met the star that did.
Crystal.
Yes.
Yeah.
She, not to interrupt you, I got it right out there. I was going to show it to you. I got her card. She gave it to me. It's got Michael and her and Michael's last name?
Michael Madsen.
Madsen, yes. Rest in peace, man. That dude, man, he's always
He's a
been
good dude.
badass. Is he?
He's a very.
I was somewhere one time. Was he at the premiere for that? I don't think he was. Because I remember that day I met the guy, and I can't remember it. I am going to try. That played Flash Gordon.
Okay.
And the new Flash Gordon with the Queen music. He was there.
Okay. Sam Jones.
Yes.
Sam Jones.
Sam Jones. Okay. I met him. I talked to him.
Okay.
You know, but sometimes I guess I get overwhelmed, you know. And he was kind of in a hurry. And everybody was getting up against that backdrop that you saw. You know, I couldn't just stay in there, you know. They got me too. I did an interview with everybody. I got all the actors in there that I could get in there to it. Excuse me. And I'm doing the interview with everybody and everything, you know, for the movie. I look back and I look over. There's like 30 people out here, and I was like, "Holy shit, man! Everybody's watching me right now," you know. And I was kind of fresh back into this, you know. I was like, "Hey, cool," you know. But he was one of them that was standing out there, and I wish I would have brought him in and said, "Hey, give me just something, just a minute," you know. And I didn't ask him, you know. So.
Oh, well. I mean, we went to this film festival, and I got a phone call while we were down there from Michael and Sonny Mahal.
Who's Sonny Mahal?
They produce Bus Party to Hell, Art of the Dead, Attack of the Unknown, Bikers and Werewolves. So we were like, "Hey, Paul, look, we need you to. Would you be able to come and take over for Don and the Dragon Wilson?"
Oh, wow.
In his role. He's got COVID, so he can't do it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Oh, for Bikers versus Werewolves." And I was like, "Okay, well, how soon do you need me on set?" And he says, 3 days from now.
Was he in the movie? Don? What?
Yeah, they originally Bikers versus Werewolves. Robert Lasardo plays the gang leader of this biker gang that's based on the
I want to see it. Michael Pierre, right?
Yeah,
Michael
Berets in it.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He was going to do an interview with me, and when he done that picture, he had his bag over there getting ready to leave. And what he said to me, he said, "Do you have a cell phone?" I said, "Let me go get my camera." And this is when he was sitting doing autographs. Like a dumbass, I should have took the camera and did the interview with him, But he was really cool. I'll catch up with him.
He's really. I've worked with him a couple of times. And
Well, he was in that Desert
Fiends, yeah.
What is it?
Desert Fiends.
Fiends, okay. Yeah, I that's why I brought this, man.
So, Robert Osardo plays the gang leader of a biker gang that's kind of based on the Mongols.
Oh, wow.
And my character, which was originally supposed to be Don the Dragon Wilson, he's in charge of this biker gang that's based on the Hells Angels. So I'm kind of like Sonny Barger,
Yes.
And
We lived here in Arizona for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Died, what, 2 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, man. A
I
lot
don't know
of
much longer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got to play the role of kind of based on the Hells Angels, but like our motorcycle gang turns into werewolves. So
Oh, shit.
yeah.
This is cool.
So yeah, that's in post production right now, and it was a big, opportunity.
So right now they're putting it together. It's totally done filming.
I mean, it's done filming. They're doing post production on it, so they're, rearranging the scenes and everything, and color correcting everything and stuff. So
I can't wait to see it because I saw
there's a good opportunity, and a lot of times this is what ends up happening in LA. If you are a talented person and you stand in line and you meet the right people, oftentimes stuff happens and people, can't make it to their booking, and so they call you and they say, "Hey, Don,
we need you." Yeah.
Are you available to do blah 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 the cover for some person? And then that's kind of what happened for me.
Well, that's
It
cool.
was a really good
But
opportunity.
Don the Dragon Wilson, I mean, I love his movies, man. I get into martial arts.
Oh, right.
I mean, from Van Damme to just whatever, man. I love them, Bruce Lee, oh shit, man. I love all the Bruce Lee stuff,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you figure anybody that is at the top, whether it's Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson or Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods or whatever, people that are at the top of their game, they've had to like practice. It's like an iceberg.
Yep.
Whenever you see an iceberg, it's like the top third or quarter of the iceberg, but everything underneath the water,
yes.
all the practice, all the rejection, all the difficulties that they had to face, you don't see, like, because you have a very amazing, like, set of life circumstances. I only know a little, but I mean, when I talk to you, you have so many things that you could share, and it's the same way.
Well, that's why I told you. I can't think of his name, Tyler or something, and he's been in Hollywood. He's done all these special effects and everything. And I got on his AI program. The only one I've done so far is I'm out front. I walk up. There's nothing there. I snap. There's the Cadillac. I snap again. There's my red truck. I snap again, and there's my motorcycle. I turn around. I go, yeah, and then I get on the bike and pull away. The only thing I didn't like about that is every time that I did a scene of it, the roof of the house would go bip, 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 because the camera slightly moved, I'm picky, and that happened, but it's my start of it, so I'm trying. That's all I know. Look, I told you. I've done this for years, man. It's like I said, I want to be in that chair, this chair, and tell my story.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem will be, is it would have to be in 20 parts, because there's so much to it. So much has happened through my life. For instance, one time I'm out in LA, okay, and this is 74, 75, and I've really not told anybody this. This guy had his hat, like a, I don't know what kind of hat, just a regular hat, and the brims are kind of down a little bit. Has his suspenders on with his bitch beater on, and like fancy kind of pants and suspenders. Got his cane walking around. Well, he wanted me to help him rip this dope dealer up, and it was like, okay, hey, I thought about it, and we got into doing it, and it was like, oh, hell no, I ain't doing this. Well, he took his cane and beat the living shit out of me. I ended up in the hospital. So I've got stories. I got things that I went through, things that I have never told to anybody, but one day I'm going to sit here and figure it out, the times to laugh, the times not to, how to react, between me and me. I just figured that would be cool. I got different stages of me. You can see I got me with short hair. And I mainly, this beard I've only had for 3 years now. It was always up here,
Okay.
but the longer it got, everybody like, oh, don't cut this shit, so I've always left it,
Does when you ride your motorcycle, do you need to
It's what it does.
you don't have to like tie it together or anything?
I should. I
Because
should.
like with long hair.
Yeah. I tie my hair back.
If you're riding your bike and it's like everywhere,
It
it
gets
gets
all
all
rat
tangled.
tailed. Yeah. I
So
hate that.
does it happen with your beard too?
Yeah. I got a picture in there that a friend of mine stitches. I ride with her all the time. She is like, I'll give you kudos, Stitches. She is the famous lady here in town, and they call her Stitches because she worked at Kathleen's Leather at the time, and she sold them patches. I'm giving you kudos, Stitches, so pay attention here. But she's cool. Everybody knows her. I love her to death, man. We ride a lot, But that picture, she took it, and I was going down the road, and my beard's like this. It doesn't tangle like my hair does.
Okay.
But when I stop,
It's like shit. Okay, gotcha.
So, but if I tie it here, I got this spot right here
Okay.
from tying it, so I try not to tie it.
I was gonna say because like this is about as far as my beard
Yeah.
goes. So, yeah, I didn't know what your experience was.
All right, let me see here. Year of the Rooster. What is that?
Year of the Rooster. My Joanna, who passed away,
Okay.
and my business partner Chris and I went to a film premiere in Los Angeles, and there was an actor there who was one of the main characters, and his name is Robert Niano, and he's friends with Al Pacino, and knows a lot of the East Coast actors.
I love Al, man. He's got some great movies.
Yeah, he's very, very talented. He's a legend. So
Yep.
But anyways, went to go and to this premiere, and then later on, Robert, who my business partner Chris knew from like 30 years ago, they worked together, Chris went up to Robert and said, "Hey, Miano, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh, hey, it's good to see you. What's been going on?" And they were catching up, and then Robert points to me. He's like, "Is this your son?" And my business partner, he's like, "Well, no, actually, that's my business partner, Paul." And Robert says, "Is he an actor?" And Chris says, "Yeah, he's a good actor." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, because we can use somebody because it's based on like an Asian mafia. So Robert Miano was in it at Year of the Rooster, and so was Bai Ling. So Bai Ling and I'm kind of Bai Ling's henchman in the film. Her father, who is the crime boss, gets killed in the beginning of the film. So I'm her like kind of strong arm, right hand man kind of person, and that was as a result of Robert Miano asking me if I meet with them, the director. So, but yeah, it's in post production right now, and it's kind of interesting because like it's Robert plays like an aging musician, and he's like down on his luck, and he's having a hard time, paying for his bills and stuff, and he kind of gets involved with the underground kind of
Mafia.
he starts doing work for them and stuff. But the person that he's working for, they're having a dispute with the Asian mafia. So I was part of the Asian mafia. So.
Now, is this going to come out to Tubi, or is it going to be a DVD release? I know when independent films come out, they come out like I bought the DVD of my movie, that I was in it. So, and he first went to Prime, and then after that he went to YouTube.
Yeah.
So is that pretty well what's going to happen, or?
That's a good question because I mean I was just an actor in it. I wasn't really involved in any of the production and stuff.
Let me know.
But yeah, I mean, as soon as it comes out, I'll let you know. I mean, like I said, a lot of things have changed since COVID, and the streaming networks. I mean,
Streaming went crazy because I remember when COVID hit, anything that came out, it was up on streaming.
Yeah.
If it was brand new or not,
yeah.
you could get it on streaming, So this kind of went away from that.
All the legacy kind of news channels. You remember being a kid, you grew up with ABC, NBC, CBS.
Yeah.
And then there was.
Do you remember, just to stop you, and you see the Indian? Do you remember that? It came on, and on the East Coast, it would be like a background to it, but it had an Indian on it with the full head. Yeah, it's there. Thank you.
Who was this here? No, I don't.
Geddy Lee.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Geddy.
Yeah. But do you remember that? I mean, I remember 2:00, the national anthem, and the TV would go off.
And then we'll go off. Yeah.
I have tendonitis,
Okay.
and I'm sorry, but I'll get off on this. The Cult, you ever heard of them? They had an album. Oh man, what was that album called? I was at their show, okay, and whenever I did photos, I would be, this much room in between the rail and the stage or whatever. And these guys broke down the rail, and I got shoved into a speaker that didn't have no front to it. So I'm back here in the speaker. They're fighting these people, trying to get them out of there and everything else. And they finally get me out of the speaker, and my ear's bleeding, coming down.
What?
And I lost hearing in this ear for about a year. And then all of a sudden, one day, I was working local at Ford's. I would take from Warren, Michigan, the headliners for a car. What was it? Taurus, maybe? And I would take them 5 miles away where they put them in.
Okay.
And I would come back, drop the trailer, and I didn't have nothing to do for about 5 hours, so they didn't tell me to go home. But what had happened though, I got shoved in the speaker, and I couldn't get out. Okay, and by the time I got out, it was bleeding. And then when I got hearing back, it just like, it's what it did, and I could hear. I was like, oh wow, like right now I hear in my ears, but I'm used to it. Oh man, it drove me crazy at first, man. But I guess it was because of that. But at least I got hearing back. But I'm going to tell you what, when you go down to one ear and you can't hear out of the other ear, it messes everything up. But then when you got tendonitis in both ears, like I'll lay down at night and I'll put my earbuds in and listen to music for I can go to sleep.
Oh, really?
Because if I lay down, like right now, it's all I hear in my ears, you know. But your talking is above it.
Okay.
It's like hearing's not affected, but I have this whatever in the background,
Wow.
you know. And that was from the Cult concert, you know, because I got shoved into the speaker at State Theater in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
You know, like I said, I got a million damn stories.
That's awesome.
I remember. I can't remember who it was, but you would go around the outside of the auditorium. There was a walkway, and you would get to the backstage area, and there was fences, okay, and you'd look right over here, and there was an opening to where there was a doorway. I looked over there. They were like bunnies, man. I was like, what the hell? Let me in, man. Let me out of here, you know. So I seen all kinds of stuff. Crystal meth. I did crystal meth one night after 4 years of working there, and I got lost. This is February 2nd, 1995. I took my dad to go meet him. I used to work for Waylon Jennings.
Oh, yeah.
If you, what's the name of that album? I'm on the back of the Waylon Jennings album. I have it, okay? It's got all of the roadies on the back and the bus in the background. Old Waylon is the name of the album. And you can see me, and I'm standing beside Crystal that used to ride with me, you know, that kind of shit. I contacted them, and I was like, my dad loves Johnny Cash. His movies, his music, anything that he does, he just loves them, you know. And I end up getting hold of Cindy Cash, which is his daughter. And I said, can I work something out to be able to meet Johnny? I want to take my dad to meet him. We never got along. We are now getting along. I used to hate my dad, okay? There was a time where I could have took a gun, stuck it right there and blew his damn brains out. I hate him, you know. But at the end of life and everything else, we made up, you know. Well, what did I say the date was? 95. Yeah, 95, February. She answered me. She said, buy 2 tickets for this show, which was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you can go backstage and you can meet Johnny. Take your dad to meet him, you know. This was something special. You asked me what was the most greatest thing that I ever did. This would be it, okay? I took my dad to meet Johnny. We're standing there. They come back. Now, Johnny, when he goes off, he takes a break during half the show because he's got a long show, and that's when Jimmy Jr. and then Roseanne Cash come out, and they all did their music. You know, the 2 siblings. Well, Cindy come out to try to find us, and this picture here was the last picture that was taken. when we went back, what Dad did is he loaded the camera again and he screwed up the film. He was kind of, he had Dutchmere at this time. And so this is the only thing that I got. But Johnny sent this to my dad. This is my dad's, and here's my dad right here. Okay, it's got a cross on it, and it has the Lord's Prayer on it. Okay, but this is what Johnny sent to my dad. Okay, Henderson, Tennessee, is where House of Cash was, and I was asked to come there after everything was said and done, and I went in. And he had all his memorabilia and all this stuff, kind of like this, you know. And the Cadillac was there, or it was a like a station wagon of many different. I mean, it was all screwed up on how it was put together, you know. I go walking, and I sent a letter to Cindy of what was going on and how I was, and I hated my dad. And I wanted to do something special for him that we were making up. And as I went through, she took me through, I saw that letter on a plaque, and it said, in a cassette, and it said, "This is the most memorable thing I have ever received from a fan." And this was my dad, and this is what happened. They come in and try to find us at the show, and Cindy could not find us. Okay, we went out after the show, so I went up to Cindy because she worked the T-shirt booth and all that, his daughter, and she goes, "Go to the elevator, take your dad there," and Lou Robbins, which was his agent, his tour manager, will take you back, and you can meet him. We stood there, and we stood there. And we stood there, okay? And I went back inside, and there was a roadie. I was like, "Hey, man, what's going on? Do you know where Lou Robin is?" You know, he was like, "Are you the one that's going?" "Yeah." "Oh, man, get back there. He went to go get you." Well, I come back, and I ran. I was running. I was still a young boy. I could move it, you know. I get there. Dad's in the elevator. Doors are open. And Lou Robin is cussing him up one side and down the other. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, "Lou, this is for my dad. I am sorry that I went inside. I shouldn't have done that." I said, "I apologize." "Okay, do what you gotta do." You know, he shut the doors, and then he opened the doors right behind him. Well, as soon as I looked, there's Jim Carter. So me and Dad go through. Dad had Ring of Fire album, which I gave my daughter. June signed it. She goes, "Oh, wow, I would she still look like that." That's what she said to him, you know. And she goes to my dad, "The man you're looking for is right over there through that door over there in the other room." And my dad goes, "No." He said, "I was here to meet you too." He said, "I love you too." She was like, "Oh, I love you too," you know, but Johnny's over there. Well, Dad was leading, and we were walking, and I'm telling you, Dad got right into the archway of that door, and he stopped solid. And I ran into him, and I said, whoa, Dad, here, come here, let me get around you. I said, "This is for you, come on, man." So he just got freaked out, you know. So I walk up to Johnny, and I said, "Johnny, this is my dad, Jim." I said, "I brought him here to meet you. I'm sure you already know about it." I said, this is my dad." I said, "I wanted to do something nice for him to meet you. He loves you. He loves your movies. He loves everything." Well, I look over in the corner, and Lou Robin is standing over there. So I leave my dad and Johnny, and I walk over to Lou Robin, and I'm like, "Lou, I am sorry, man. I'm sorry that everything that happened on the elevator. I appreciate what you were doing. This is special to me. You hurry the fuck up, do what you gotta do, and get out of here." That's what he said to me. It's like, okay. Like I said, this right here sticks in my mind more than anything I've ever done. So I walk back over to Johnny. He's talking to Dad. Dad pulled the cassette out of his pocket. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? You know? He hands it to Johnny. He said, Johnny, this is your music, but it's rare stuff. You might enjoy hearing this. It's not my music, but it's things that I've recorded. He goes, well, thank you, Jim. Well, there was a guy sitting over here to the right, and he said, do we still have a cassette in the bus? He said, yes, sir, Johnny, we do. And Johnny threw it over to him. He said, I want that cassette played when I get settled and we leave. He said, okay, sure. Well, he looked at me. I'm already standing there, you know, and he goes, well, hi, son, how are you doing? I said, do you want the truth? He said, yes, sir, I do. He said, that man over there in the corner is the biggest asshole I've ever met. He goes, what do you mean? And I told him what he done. My dad turned redder than our chairs, okay? And I told him what he did. And at this point, I'm like between me and you, and Marty's on the other side of you, you know, or Lou Robin is on the other side of you. And, you know, he couldn't see Lou behind him. And he turns around, he goes, Lou, I want you on the bus when we leave. Do you understand? He's like, yes, sir. You know, so I told Johnny what he did to my dad. And Johnny looked at my dad, he said, Jim, I am very sorry. This should have never happened. And he said, thank you, son, for telling me. And I was like, you're welcome. Well, I got home, okay. I got a letter. At this time, there was no faxes or nothing else. I got a letter from Cindy Cash that Johnny wanted us to come to Nashville to Operaland. We had rooms. We were going to be in Operaland Theater for the Outlaws, which is Willie, Waylon, and Johnny, you know. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, you know. I'm like, Dad, this is what's going on. He said, no, I'm not going. He said, I met the man. I'm happy. I know everything that went on, but I met him. He said, that's all I want. He said, you go. And I'm like, Dad, I can't go. I said, this is for you. Dad, yeah, no, I'm not going. So he never would go. I got a hold of Cindy. I called her over there at the House of Cash, told her what the deal was, and she said, you know, I'm sorry that everything. I said, it's fine. It made my dad's day. I said, everything. He met who he. Dad got scared. It was all for him. He didn't know what to do, you know. But we were invited. Rooms, dinner, man. And Dad wouldn't go. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you give me one story that will end to this? Yeah, just something that overwhelmed you. Just one, anything, movie, whatever.
That was probably with Chippendales.
Oh.
I mean, it was kind of like shooting fish in a barrel, because you can say to the guard or the security person, can you let this person in? These people here, and we had open bar and stuff. So, but I met this girl and we got along. Things happened, and then
Chip and Dale. And you met this girl? Come on, man.
It was.
How many girls did you meet? What kind of opportunities? I should ask you about this.
There's like guys that have had far more interesting things. I was just a little more on the I don't know.
So was it just like a job, and you did it? and all the screaming women and all that, and you did your job and left. I mean, is that pretty well?
A lot of times it was like that because I mean you got to keep in mind like from a bigger like standpoint when you step back, a lot of women. Okay, when you're a guy, there's lots of places that you can go to, and there's this kind of entertainment. But when you're a girl, there's far less. And so oftentimes we'd roll into a place, you know, somewhere.
Now, do you mean gay clubs?
Oh, no.
The reason I'm saying this, okay, we're going to go into another story.
You're about to shut down now.
Me and Ed Beers, we were going to work at this point, going to go work for Van Halen. Okay, he's the reason that I got that job because he was with all kinds of others, and I met him, and he liked me, and we were going, and I've gone blank. Hang on.
Yeah.
What were you talking about? Say it again.
Oh,
I'll
we
cut this
were
out.
we were on tour with Chippendales, and we would be in.
Okay. We went out there. We got there. We're going to go to work for Van Halen, and I get, we've already done some stuff with them, and this guy approaches me, and at that time I had a bigger build. I'm 65 almost now. And he goes, hey, do you want to be a dancer? I'm like, what do you mean a dancer? He said, like Chippendales and all that stuff. I'm like, hell no. He said, oh, come on, man. So he tried to get me to do it, and I never would. It was more of a, I'm ashamed to do this, kind of thing, But go ahead.
No, I mean, like I find when you are kind of a tall, decently built, like somewhat coordinated person, somewhat decent looking. I mean, I found like a lot of my guy friends that were in that kind of group, they tended to either go into the wrestling route or they went into the stripping route. And I went into the stripping route, which, I mean, there's nothing against, wrestling.
Do you have any of your friends that end up being a famous wrestler or halfway famous?
No, not really.
No?
It was I had a buddy that I worked with at one of the stunt shows that I was in, and I mean, he was in the developmental, like in Kentucky somewhere. And it's like a whole different.
See, now Kentucky would be Snow.
Okay.
Man, what's his first name?
Oh, Al Snow?
Al Snow.
Okay, yeah.
It would be Al Snow.
Sure.
And he had the one that had the head and acted all crazy and all that.
Yeah.
But he had that organization up there.
Sure.
It was in Kentucky and Ohio. It ended up in Ohio, but he started in
Like
Kentucky.
OVW or something like that.
Yeah, something off
Okay.
the wall. I mean, Batista came from there. A bunch of them. So I'm sorry.
I know. I was gonna. I mean, everybody does whatever they like to do, and that's totally up to them. But I've heard stories about guys that got into the wrestling stuff, and a lot of them were like, okay, let's pile 4 people into a car and drive 400 miles from here and shack up in one hotel room.
Yep.
And then you roll around with some other dude in your underwear, and you get like $50, if that.
The Hammer. He told me of this story. He said it was just me and Andre the Giant, and we were trying to get a car. And with Andre standing out there, we couldn't get anything. Now, he told me this on the interview. And he said, finally, I said, Andre, get over there out of the way where nobody can see you. And he flagged down a taxi. And he said, Andre, come out. And the guy went to take off. And Andre grabbed it by the bumper and picked it up, and it was just like he ended up getting a ride, you know. So
I mean,
I didn't mean to cut
that's
you.
like a totally different. I mean,
Yeah.
for people that are wrestlers, that's we all get dealt certain cards, and depending on how you play them,
you know, wrestling is scripted,
for sure.
okay?
Yeah.
But the moves they do are like wrestlers. Some of the holds that they put them in hurt, you know.
It's acting.
Like yes, like the Hammer said, man. Because I asked him, I said, and I ask every wrestler this. I said, what do you think about when people say it's fake? Fake? He said. He said, let me get him in the ring and let me crack him across the chest and see how fake that is. Let me pick him up and slam him on the mat and see how fake it is.
It still hurts.
Yes. Oh, hell
It
yeah.
still hurt, and you gotta sell it. You gotta tell the story. It's part of it's storytelling.
Yep.
But
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's cool, and I think that me, like in my background, I took dance lessons, and so that translated to going to work for Chippendales because you needed to learn. It's not like you push play on the music and then you do whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
There were all the numbers.
So it was all kind of scripted too.
It's
You
already
had
choreographed.
everything that you had to do.
Yeah.
That'd be
So-
the best word for it.
Yeah,
Choreographed.
yeah. But I remember we'd go to places like up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and they'd have like a hunting season. People, like guys, would go off hunting deer or whatever with their buddies, and so their wives or their girlfriends are back at home, and that's usually when the strippers came into town. And it was cool. We would do our show, and then at the end we'd be at the bar and drinking and talking, and like, oh hey, what else is there to do here tonight?
Yeah.
You guys were the main act. This is like a
This is
quiet
it.
town.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
there's nothing other.
How long did you do that?
I started in 2000, about 10 years.
About 10 years or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So I'm sure you got a bunch of stories.
I've got a few stories.
Yeah.
In this place in South Africa in Bloemfontein,
Wow, you guys went to South Africa?
I was
Wow.
Chippendales, and
Yeah.
which was like Magic Mike before Magic Mike.
Yeah.
So in case your audience is, but we went to Europe. I toured the United States, and I toured in South Africa, and like we went to this kind of conservative place in South Africa, and we were in the VIP section, and one night I'd met this girl, we had some drinks, we got along, things happened, I ended up at her place later on, and then the next day I rolled back into the hotel that we were staying in, got some sleep, and then I woke
It was
up.
all part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
a life like that, I can't.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of times, like women, they're teachers or they're.
Did you get bored with it? I mean, after 10,
It was pretty cool. Because, I mean, everybody. And the thing is that you kind of giving them an experience that they're not used to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they're like I said, they're teachers or insurance saleswomen or waitresses or bartenders or whatever, but then like they come to see the show, and we kind of joke with them, flirt
They're
with them,
there to have a good
and
time.
it's because
Okay,
when a
put
guy
that money in your shorts.
when a guy goes to adult entertainment, it's it's more readily available. But when women do it, it's like they planned it for weeks
Yeah,
beforehand because they don't get that
I
entertainment.
did get that, yes, yeah.
So they have a hotel room and they have a limousine.
And they're
They
there to
have-
have fun,
and
man.
they're here to with their girlfriends or there to like let off some steam and have fun. You know, whatever happens after that, I mean, I don't.
And you were part of it. That's cool.
I mean, it was a good way to you say, oh wow, that's a very beautiful looking scarf or whatever, and then you look really nice. I like your hair, and they're like, yeah. And so it's you're giving them something to remember.
That's right. Go home and think about, so.
Yeah. So
All right, we'll
I appreciate it. Thank
we'll
you
end
very
this.
much.
I meant to ask you about it, and I kind of forgot. So
Hey, it's all
I remember
good.
reading this. So
You know, I've been given a life that that has a lot of heartbreak and a lot of happiness involved.
you know what? Your life in general. Okay, and the reason I say that is I look at my walls, and I think in my head what I've done and what I've been through, and I know you've been there.
Yeah. Likewise.
You've met many people. Some people I would like to meet, and experiences I would like to have. But I want to thank you
Yeah, no, I
so
appreciate it.
much
Thank
for
you.
this interview,
Yeah.
man. I love you,
Likewise,
brother.
likewise.
I really do.
Appreciate
Because I'm
you
a,
having me here.
I'm telling you what, the things we've talked about, I can't say no more.
No, I appreciate you sharing with me.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right, Roaddogg, peace, love, dog out.
Hey,
Thank you, man.
thank you, brother.